Hello, my name is Yongsoo Kwan, and this is my Intermediate Milestone II for CS6460. And in this presentation, I'm going to go over background information, progress since Milestone 1, obstacles, resolutions, and finally a working demo. So background information, the goal of this web application, LITS or Language Intelligent Tutoring System, is to provide students with advanced resources of English education tailored to all aspects including reading, writing, and speaking of the language. The intended target audience is relatively well-advanced international students who may be in high schools or colleges in the United States. So my target audience is not somebody who just starting out to learn English. It's somebody who already knows English but who needs more advanced material for their study. The web app takes advantage of existing technologies in speech to text and text to speech, as well as translation APIs through Google's cloud services. This web app allows students to choose from diverse sources of articles, Wikipedia, and even the Holy Bible. When an article is served, each paragraph will have a clickable link, which when clicked will open up a pop-up box showing the paragraph itself as well as various modes of learning such as listening and speaking. In listening mode, using responsive JS's text-to-speech technology, the article will be read to the user. In speaking mode, using the browser's speech-to-text technology, students will be able to read aloud the paragraph, and what they read aloud will be printed on the pop-up box and it'll be compared to the original text. In translation mode, the paragraph will be translated to the user's preferred language. In settings page, users will be able to choose the voice that they like for their text-to-speech. They can also choose a native language to be translated. So this is the progress since milestone 1. I further developed the main framework which the web application relies on. For example, dictionary APIs are now working, which means when a user clicks on a vocabulary, definitions will come up in a tooltip. I also added Bible APIs and also added chatting capability with two distinct bots, Cleverbot and Mitsuku, and also added a link from the main page to the application. Some of the obstacles that I faced during this milestone, first of all, I wanted to implement Reddit and the New York Times APIs, but it turned out they were impossible, or it was not. I was better off doing something else. So first of all, Reddit requires user authentication, which I didn't want to force the users. So I try to look for a way to use the Reddit APIs without user authentication, but I was not successful. And secondly, the New York Times allows searching for their articles, but if you want to actually get the article text, you have to go to their website, which would make our application pointless, because we actually need to get the texts using the API, and it needs to be in our pop-up box so that we can manipulate the contents in order to display vocabulary, or in order for you to speak it and do all kinds of things. And Mitsuku APIs were optimized for Node.js, which means even if I import that library, it won't be usable, because obviously mine is HTTP application. Finally, Cleverbot places a limit of 5,000 APIs. And here are the resolutions. So during the milestone 2, I changed the course of the project by abandoning efforts to use the New York Times and Reddit APIs. Instead, I decided to allow users to communicate with bots. I think it's much more fun and engaging talking to the bots, because they're actually pretty intelligent, and I'm going to show it during my working demo. For Mitsuku APIs, I tried to use Browserify to convert the Node.js to HTTP version, but it wasn't successful. In the end, I just ended up writing the whole library myself. It wasn't too long actually, so it's working. And for Cleverbot 5,000, I thought it was pretty small number of API limit, but it turns out it's pretty huge. I mean, I was playing it with it for a few minutes, and I only used like 30 calls. So I don't think I ever exhaust the limit during testing or grading. But if it comes to that point, then I can always upgrade it and purchase a new limit. And so this is where my web app is hosted. So I'm going to take you there. So now my this web page is connected to my main application. So if you just log in from here, it'll actually take you to the main application. So you notice a few changes here. These three are the same, but I removed the Reddit and New York Times, but instead I added the Cleverbot and Mituku. So English Wikipedia, it's the same functionality. If you click on it, it lists random 5 articles from Wikipedia. If you click on any one of them, it takes you to the article. And if you want to know, let's say you want to study this paragraph, then you would play on this play button. You can
Ibrahim Lamord, born the 20th of December 1962, is a Nigerian police officer who was appointed acting.
Alright. You can click on a word, and it actually shows you like word definition. If you go to speak mode, you may speak. Ibrahim Lamord is a Nigerian police officer who was appointed acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. So as you can see, as you read, it writes down all the text, and if you click on this validate button, it'll compare between 2 texts and show you what you could have done to better match the texts. Okay, so that way you can practice your speaking. In translate, it'll translate this English text into your target or native language. So this is, well, I've added some functionality, including vocabulary and as far as validating your spoken text. So that's a new feature. But the rest is the same as the milestone one. The new stuff that I added is the Bible here. You can see the entire books of Bible, including Old Testament and New Testament. It works just same as Wikipedia. If you click on any chapter, then it displays the whole text. You can choose any paragraph, and you can let it read.
The horse and its rider he hurled into the sea.
You can speak. The horse and its rider he hurled into the sea. Alright, I think I did a good job here. If you validate, obviously this is, I didn't mean to say this, but anyways, so this works. And here's the fun part. These are actually 2 distinct bots. They have different logic. So I'm gonna talk to this bot. You can either use the text mode and just hold on, let me do, okay, so hello.
What is my name?
Your name is John.
No, it's not. My name is Nigel.
Well, you told me your name was John 2 days ago.
No, I didn't.
Well, yeah, so this, it goes something like this. So that was Cleverbot. He has a male voice. But I try to talk to him or her. This bot, maybe it doesn't have one name, it has multiple names. It keeps on claiming that it's a different entity. So I don't know what's going on with this bot. But Mituku is pretty interesting. It's a female bot, and you'll see here. Hello, Mituku.
Hello there, me.
Are you a man or a woman?
I am a female robot entity.
Yeah, so I think Mituku has been more fun to engage with. But I mean, and you can, if you go to text mode, you can see all the the text log of the conversation.